And welcome back here. And welcome back here to Sewanee Sports Academy as we get ready to bring you more live coverage from the EBA Fab 5 camp. I'm Marcus Burnett, joined by Chris Watkins, as we're getting ready to bring you the Underclass segment of this year's EBA Fab 5. Chris, I've been looking forward to seeing the Underclass division play. We had some great action in the 2015 2016 division, but it's always nice to see the youngins at this age and what they're able to do as well.
Yeah, it's definitely, great. And even though we call it the young session, many of these players have been coming to camp for a few years, and we see them all, on the AAU circuit. Right there, that's Triplet out there. Plays with the Lady Zoom, really good shooter. Got Kayla Pointer right there with Team Elite. So it's always good to continually see these players over and over again.
We see Pointer get the floater going right there. And you really touched on it. When we say the youngins, by no means do we want to insinuate a lack of talent. I think one of the things that makes me enjoy this segment of the event so much is being able to see them do what they can do at this age, knowing that there's still some upside and a lot of development left. As we see a little pass there by Quinicia Morrison, off the mark on that play, but should definitely be a player you want to watch. She brings a ton of energy on both sides, and will often make a lot of plays that'll remind you of a safety when you look at her ability to snatch passes out of the air as well as just defend.
Good up and under inside, even though she got fouled right there. Number 155, Lexi Mann.
Mann headed to the free throw line. We'll try to keep you updated on the score throughout the course of the game while both teams competing, looking to win. That's secondary to just playing hard at all times, being able to showcase individual talent, but also playing together as a team and avoiding some of the acronyms that they talked about in the pre-event talks. DTM being one of them.
Yeah, you actually mentioned Hugh Morrison there a second ago out of Mount Perrin High School here in Georgia. She's actually ranked number 23 in our Elite 25 in the 2017 class.
Morrison's number 57 in the black jersey. Comes Kayla Pointer with it. You've seen her and her Pointer Elite team on Prospects Nation TV throughout the travel season. A team that was no stranger to Championship Sunday at Peach State basketball events as well as Prospects Nation TV, as we see a little bit of the sauciness that Pointer provides out there. Nice little razzle-dazzle there and a kiss off the glass.
Yeah, she does. That's kind of her bread and butter, getting in the paint. She works really a lot on that floater there.
Morrison going to try the jumper. An aspect of her game she continues to work on with that athleticism. Mann off the mark on the shot. Pointer gets a handle on it. Just short on the shot is Watson. Adriana Ellis has it. And one. Number 78, Daly Sullivan out of South Bend, Indiana. One of the Hoosier representatives here in this event. Always good to see those, Chris. Chris, I said an Indiana representative at the event. Always good to see those. Don't leave me hanging, man.
Sorry.
Give my state some props, man.
Sorry, multitasking, trying to get a tweet out, links to the video. Definitely, Indiana is basketball's king, all the way back to the Hoosiers movie. And anybody, if you're a basketball person, especially me, young and growing up, Indiana was kind of my father being a basketball coach. He talked about what basketball was like there. And, you don't have that down here in the South as much where everything shuts down on a Friday night. Down here in Georgia, more of a football state, but not king like it is out there in Indiana.
Most definitely. I think each region has its own bread and butter. I think it'll always be basketball for Indiana. I think football will always be king here down south. But I also think you're seeing basketball continue to emerge as a nice secondary option here in the Atlanta area when you look at, inside the perimeter, but also you talk about Gwinnett County, some of the athletes that have come out of that area, both boys and girls basketball. Maya Moore, out of Collins Hill, Jeremy Lamb out of Norcross, Al-Farouk Aminu out of Norcross. So, a lot of good basketball talent coming out of this area, even though football's king.
See, we got Kyle Moore is actually coaching this game against Brandon Clay. So a little bit of switch up earlier. We had Jonathan Hemingway. It's always good, Kyle, we get to be around. We mentioned it earlier in the morning, he's worldwide. Whether it be in Europe, he's at USA Basketball, he's all over. So any chance he gets to get here and work with the kids is always just another plus of these Team EBA events.
Most definitely. 7-4 ball game here early on. Team Black inbounded. It's good defense there on that play as it's stripped away by number 78. That's Sullivan again. He's going to feed the post. Too strong on the shot. Rebounded by number 30. Ailey Patillo. We're going to have a trip to the free throw line for Grace Waterberg. Waterberg out of Tennessee. Talk about strong areas for girls basketball. Atlanta is up and coming. When you talk about Tennessee, especially that middle Tennessee area, hotbed for basketball talent. They're on the girls' side.
Yeah, definitely. We spend a lot of time up there, in the Murfreesboro, Nashville area, and just when we have our events now, a lot of them we have simultaneous, both in Tennessee and down here in Atlanta, because of how strong basketball is up there in that region.
Nice defense inside by Pointer. She got the block on that first attempt. Ball still loose in there. Three-pointer on the way. Long rebound. Pointer has it.
Nice kick out there by Triplett. Tried to make the smart basketball play, didn't force it.
Nothing coming easy inside for either team, but picking up the pieces and able to score there. Number 30, that's Patillo. Patillo out of right here in Georgia, Douglasville to be exact. Pointer with it up top. We're going to have some substitutions here on both teams. Back ready for the action. Number 70, Adriana Ellis, is going to pass it over to the wing. Now they're inside. Back to Ellis. Ellis cashes in on the inside. Ellis out of the Sunshine State of Florida. And Morrison going to get called for the travel. A couple traveling violations going against Morrison here early on, as she and the entire Camp Field try to get loose here in this first game. So she'll have the rust off shortly. You see her get the rebound there, or the loose ball, I should say, off of the steal.
Yeah, we saw that in our older division earlier in the day. Once they get time and get moving, they're going to get loose here. A lot of them just got off the road. We see like Ellis is coming up from Florida. We got other players that came in even from Indiana. So give them a few minutes and they'll definitely get going.
That's how it is sometimes. Even back when I played, man, I could stretch all I wanted to, but never really felt loose until after those first 3-4 minutes or so. Getting used to the game speed and the action. So Looking forward to this one. First half, just about 6 minutes left.
Yeah, I had bad knees, so it didn't really matter how much I stretched. I never actually felt very loose.
Ellis with it, weaving through traffic, but Morrison right there. That's been the second straight steal she's been a part of here. Affects the game in a lot of ways with her hustle. Whether it's, stealing a pass, being able to guard the ball handler, or really just wreaking havoc even in ways that don't necessarily show in the box score. That's what Morrison does.
You know, what I'm noticing a lot here in this early session, it's almost like they're being a little too unselfish, passing up a few scoring opportunities. But yeah, as a coach, anybody watching you, if you're a basketball purist, you can't really be negative about that because that's what you want to see.
Right.
You know, as a player, once you get to the rim, in the rack zone, you got to try to actually get all the way to the rim and finish.
Three-pointer off the mark. Lexi Mann, strong rebound inside. She's going to be fouled. About 4 minutes left to play here in the first half. But this underclass division is going to be a fun one to watch as well. Who are some of the standouts, in your opinion, from the upper class division earlier this morning?
Yeah, definitely this morning. As I'm going through, I took a copious amount of notes here earlier this morning. Let me go through them. I really like how Johnson played out West Virginia Thunder. Kind of got going there a little bit later on with their offense. Always a standout defender. Her sister is actually a freshman at Notre Dame this year. Scrolling through.
I already know Aaron Whalen's going to be on your list.
Yeah, Aaron. I'm a big fan of Aaron Whalen within our circles. Me and Jonathan Hemingway actually talked about her on the phone the other day, and we were comparing her game to some other players in her class. Big fan of Aaron Whalen. Does so many things, and you mentioned numerous times on the broadcast what she was doing from a leadership standpoint. Wasn't afraid to make the extra pass, got her team going. I like Victoria Harris. I like what she did on the defensive end, top 100 player in the 2015 class. Showed some stuff inside, especially I watched her on court 5 in the games that weren't broadcast. Definitely did some good things over there.
Yeah. Tell you a player that caught my attention was number 176 from the earlier session, Kathleen Ryan out of New York. One of the taller kids that you saw in the field, but displayed a very nice touch from the outside, both from three-point range and mid-range. I think she's going to really be a player to watch as this camp goes on into day 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely also liked Kelly Post out of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't forget her. I think with all of the kids that have played so hard this entire day, I think it's hard to find one that played harder than Post.
Yeah, got a chance to talk to her and her mother outside at the Prospects Nation TV booth after camp. Definitely looking forward to working with her here in the future.
Nice move. Weaving through traffic. Easy bucket inside. Daly Sullivan. And by easy, I got to put air quotes around that. She made it look a lot easier than that shot actually was. Right back at you. A tough shot on the other end. That's Tanai Watson out of Gainesville, Georgia, getting the and one bucket there.
Yeah, definitely a big fan of Sullivan's game. You know, we've actually broadcast her a number of times with our Sky Dig Elite team, whether it be up at the Real Deal in Tennessee. So if you want to check her out some more, definitely just find her on our Prospects Nation website with numerous broadcasts on her and the rest of her Sky Digs Elite team.
She's given way too much room on that one with the way she's come out with 3 or 4 straight buckets.
She knew we were talking about her.
Most definitely. And she saw, okay, the defender's going to give me that much space, no problem. Gonna have a foul there as Mary Triplett headed to the rack. She gets fouled. Triplett on the inbound, has that shot partially blocked. Sullivan pulls it out of there. Ahead to Ellis. Again, we're seeing a little bit too much unselfishness there on behalf of Ellis. But where she caught the ball at 2 steps is a layup drill, looking for her teammate. But, you know, like you said, that's the kind of mistake, you know, you can easily address, and, you know, it can often be the lesser of 2 evils. I think it's a lot easier to be able to get a player to be more selfish in that instance and making the right play than it is the other way around. A player that's in gun mode trying to get them to pass it. So that's going to do it for the first half. I'm Marcus Burnett, joined by Chris Watkins. Appreciate you joining us here at EBA Fab 5, and we'll be back shortly after halftime. All right, we're ready to roll back here from Court 4, Sewanee Sports Academy, just north of Atlanta. More EBA Fab 5 Camp live action. This is the Underclass division. 1 of 3 webcasts we'll have here from this division here today on day 1. I'm Marcus Burnett, joined by Chris Watkins, Prospects Nation TV colleague of mine, really the one that spearheads the whole effort and does all of the video content that you see outside of the live webcast, as we see Kayla Pointer, again, doing what she does, able to use the nifty hander to get the bucket there.
Yeah, that's Pointer's thing. She gets to the rim when she wants to. Developing that outside jump shot. She's kind of got that natural shake off the bounce that it's hard to teach.
Yeah.
We actually have Pointer ranked 13th in the country in the 2017 class in our Elite 25 on ProspectsNation.com.
Mentioned earlier, Pointer plays for Pointer Elite, coached by her father, Kirk Pointer, who does a great job with that squad. We touched on it earlier in the webcast as far as, while a lot of these players are young, you can't look at their age and assume anything about how they play. Pointer Elite, one of those teams that, while one of the younger ones on the travel circuit, has definitely seen some big matchups and been able to match up and beat some of the country's best in Peach State basketball events and outside of it.
Yeah, they played well here. They beat the Georgia Pistols team. They had Asia Durr here in one of our tournaments, as well as they went head-to-head against Central Florida Elite with Destiny Walker and had Taya Cooper and Kalia Robinson. So they definitely got a talented program.
And even though it was a losing effort, one of the funnest games to watch during the summer was their battle against the Cincinnati Angels, one in which they ended up losing in a sudden death overtime.
I believe, all these games we discussed, you can find on our Prospects Nation TV, so in the archives.
Yeah. I got to take a second next week and really go through a lot of those archives, not only from the July period, but even dating back to May. I think we did over a good 60 Prospects Nation TV webcasts there in that time frame as we see Pointer continuing to do what she wants on the inside. Pointer plays high school ball at Holy Innocents Episcopal here in the Atlanta area, one of the nicer facilities that you'll find not only in the area but in the state.
Yeah, we used to host our Peach State Basketball Holiday Invitational there.
Great facility there. You had, both the main gym and, when you have an auxiliary gym that kind of rivals some of what you see in the main gym at a lot of places, that's a litmus test that the facilities are probably pretty good. You see Pointer getting met with a little bit of contact there on the inside. Number 75, Ariel Colin. She's out of Orlando, Florida. Morrison going to try the two. She's off the mark. Follows her shot, but it's already in the hands of number 60. Sorry, that was number 80. That's Deja Powell. We're going to have some substitutions for both squads. Anisha Morrison going to stay on the floor. It's been a good game so far for Daly Sullivan, number 78, who had the ball. She gets it to Michaela Nelms on the back door. Nelms going to be fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot. Nelms out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Got to do some homework. I'm not sure what the state nickname for North Carolina is. We've had Aaron Whalen, we've had Destiny Campbell. We've had a lot of good players out of North Carolina, so I've mentioned the state a lot on today's webcast, but
it's the Tar Heel State.
Wow.
The power of the internet.
I felt bad for not really knowing the nickname, and I feel even worse by not realizing it was the Tar Heel State, the UNC Tar Heels. I could kick myself on that one. But a lot of good representatives from the Tar Heel State here. So I think my folly on that, no secondary, though. They definitely represented well. Not just Whalen and Campbell, but the list goes on when you look at players that have come from that part of the country here today.
That's one of those states. It's people there. It's similar to Indiana when you get to a certain point. A good buddy of mine actually coaches up there, and he would tell me that no matter where you go into a restaurant, you go out, like people know about everything. The high school teams, the college teams, the Division II NAI, they know about all the teams.
plenty of good basketball there in that state. We talk about some of the players that have come out of there. You know, John Wall, Chris Paul, a guy named Michael Jordan ended up being okay in the league. I mean, I think the list could go on. We could really take up the entire webcast mentioning the top-tier players that have come out of North Carolina.
Yeah, one of my favorites, Josh Howard, actually played at Wake. Was right there out of Winston-Salem. Played in the NBA for quite a while. Grantland.com actually did a huge article on him the other day.
Josh, I've been a fan of the Mavericks there in the NBA. Josh Howard had some good years in Dallas. Made Mark Cuban a happy man for a few years with his play there. Tough collision there. Morrison going to the free throw line. She's fouled, but then helped up by Dynasty Carter. You're watching the camp game portion of the EBA Fab 5 camp, but on court 6, you've got Adrian Penland of AP B-Ball, as well as Christian Simmons of We Work Hoops, providing skills and drill sessions over there on that court.
Yeah, there's not much rest once you get here to camp. You're either playing games or you're doing structured skill development. Down there, they do a lot of focus on ball handling. You know, because at any level, no matter what position you are, you're going to need to be able to handle the ball at some point. The game of basketball has changed. You know, people play a lot smaller lineups, so even your four-man's going to need to be able to put the ball on the floor.
And with the type of players you have here at this event, you know, we've seen several instances where the players don't want to take the rest periods that you actually do give them. You know, how many times have we seen players getting in some additional skill work even after the sessions have concluded? I can remember in EBA camp time last year where Gabby Ortiz and Rachel Bell, Ortiz, who's playing college ball at Oklahoma, Bell, who's committed to Vanderbilt, they were actually shooting with half of the gym lights off because we were closing, but they wanted to finish the shooting drill that they were doing. Strong take there by Powell. It's going to be blocked out of bounds by Pointer. Pointer doing a good job. Powell's trying to use the body to keep her away from blocking that shot. Pointer able to keep the distance and use that reach to block it. Foul there and going to the line is going to be number 81, Sydney Newsom. Newsom out of Talbot, Tennessee. No good on the free throw. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Team Black. Here's Sullivan. Backcourt violation. It's number 70, Adriana Ellis, checks back into the game for Team White. Kayla Pointer to inbound the ball, gets it over to Waterberg. Team Black being patient here as Pointer gets something set up. Ball's lost in the hands of Lexi Mann, who tries to get that ball to Cologne. Meanwhile, Pointer takes it away. Long rebound to Deja Powell. Jumper along the baseline, no good, but she follows her shot.
It's a nice strong move inside there by number 155, even though it didn't go in. Like how she kind of used the shoulder to bang 155 is Lexi Mann.
Yeah, Man has been a presence inside here from the very tip-off here in this one. Deja Powell earned the trip to the free throw line. She's been a presence as well. Really been able to see her on the defensive end. Has done a good job defending on the perimeter, but as you see, she can also work on the inside as well. Creating the contact and finishing there, Kayla Pointer.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely no doubt why we have her ranked in the top 25 in the country in 2017 class. You know, you see what she's doing out here today.
In the corner, now back out to the wing. Pointer up top, gonna try the 3-ball this time. It's off the mark, but right there, right place, right time. Getting the deuce inside, number 30, Ali Patillo. Substitutions in for both teams. It's a 26-23 ball game, 3-point advantage for Team Black. Just over 3 minutes left to play in this one. Sullivan gonna try the 3-ball. It's off the mark. Last rebound inside was by number 154, Destiny Williams. You can count that 3-ball for number 30. Patillo.
Yeah, she's been shooting the ball well today.
She made it a 6-point ball game with that last bucket. Here's Morrison. Here's Cologne. One more pass made to Sullivan. Sullivan able to finish over the arm of Pointer. Makes it a 4-point game. Pointer, another giant killer floater on the inside. I see Carter with it up top. Now she gets it over to number 31, who's going to try the 3-pointer. Off the mark there is Nelms. You see Nelms and Patillo get tied up there. I believe the foul's going to go against Patillo, so Team White will inbound it there along the baseline. They trail by 6. Minute 30 and some change. Sullivan spins, bucket. Daly Sullivan, another daily double inside for her. She's making the most out of the trip down from the Hoosier State here to the EBA Fab 5. Makes it a 4-point ball game, just over a minute left to play. Triplet gonna try the jumper, it's off the mark. Cologne with the rebound. Cologne loses her footing. But Team White retains possession. All over that pass is Pointer, spins through the defenders. Can't get the layup to go. Sullivan going to get called for the foul. There you see some of that Team Pointer elite defense that we saw all summer. Saw Pointer on that play, but her and Morrison are quick to get in those passing lanes and be able to make the kind of plays that we just saw made there on that last possession.
Yeah, I mean, that Team Elite program, both 2016 and 2018, just has a number of players. I've actually got Zatora Cook, who's not here today, who we've got ranked in the top 100 in the country in her class. So when you got the 3 of them there on the front of the press, teams struggle to get the ball over half court.
Most definitely. Sullivan continuing to attack. Gets that bucket, loses the shoe, throws it back on. Get back on defense, and that's going to do it for this game as that shot nearly goes. Appreciate you joining us here on Prospects Nation TV. We're going to sign off for Game 1. We've got 2 more games coming up here live. I'm Marcus Burnett. He's Chris Watkins. We'll catch you back here for the next one.